Hello, gang. Mark Gilliard here for AIM Country Music Television, and my guest is Joey Green. You may know him as a contestant on season 15 of NBC's The Voice, but this Texas native and Nashville transplant caught the music bug in sixth grade and never looked back. He delivers a distinctive mix of the Americana, rock, and country genres. Joey has 8 albums to his credit. He shared the stage with Eli Young Band, Stoney LaRue, Kevin Fowler, and Randy Rogers. For the last few years, he's been on an international tour called the Texas Music Takeover. He's here to talk about the video for his new song, This House Ain't Big Enough. Are you ready to hear a little bit more about what might just be your new favorite song? Welcome, Joey. Thank you for joining me today.
Yes, sir. How are you, Mark?
I'm very good. How are you getting along?
I'm getting along.
Good deal. So you in Nashville or Texas today?
Well, I'm in Texas today because the things, I've been down here for the Thanksgiving holidays and playing some shows. So,
well, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, very nice. Well, let's jump right into this and have you tell us a little bit about where you've been, what you've done, where you're going.
Well, I'm from Texas. Moved to Nashville about 6 years ago. Been doing music about 22 years. And, I've done a lot of records. We just released the 8th record back in May. And then, I did one of those little TV show singing competition things back in 2018.
Little one?
Just a little one. And then just been writing songs and playing music. It was one of those things that college only took about one semester to realize that wasn't for me. So I just kind of made a career out of writing songs and tearing up the highway with my band and playing as many venues and writing and just throwing darts at the wall, hoping something hits,
Right. So the 8th record you released, that's an album, right? Whole album of songs?
It's an EP. It's got 6. Yeah, it's like it's one away from LP, I guess you would call it. But yeah, we cut it with a guy named Brad Hill up there in Nashville, the producer, and he put together a team of a band, and we were really happy with it. I mean, we're going back in with him in January to do like 6 more. So I guess he did his job if we're going back.
Nice. So is this song, This House Ain't Big Enough, is it on this EP?
Yeah, it's on this the one released in May. It's our second single off of it that we've kind of pushed to radio. You can probably hear this cat Marley in the background. He likes to chit chat. But yeah, and we teamed with this organization out of Fort Worth for the music video called One Safe Place, and it was a long process for us to get this thing all together. And once we finally got it all together and it came together, it turned out, exactly what we envisioned. So it was like we couldn't really be happier with it. So,
well, you're here to talk about that song, This House Ain't Big Enough.
Yeah.
Covers some pretty serious subject matter. It tells that story about domestic violence from the viewpoint of a child that's right in the middle of it. You want to tell us a little bit more about the song before we do get into playing it?
Yeah, I wrote it with my friend Kelsey Kulik from Canada. Kelsey's an amazing writer. A lot of good things going on for her right now. Some of those, the fruits of her labors of songwriting in Nashville are coming to fruition, I guess you would say. And so I'm proud of her for that. And but yeah, she was telling me that her parents kind of got like divorced at age 6 when she was 6 years old. I mean, they weren't married when they were 6 years old, you know what I mean? But
right.
But when she was 6, and I was like, well, my parents have been married since I was born, so like I wouldn't know too much about divorce, but I know that like my best friend growing up was a single parent household, and then but so we started the song started with the very first line of the song was 6 years old and cereal for supper, because I remember even doing that. When we were 6, you're like, man, I really want Lucky Charms. Like, Mom wants a break from having to cook dinner for all five of us, and but that line kind of just led us in a direction. And then you get to the next verse, and you're like, why don't we make him the preacher? Like, why don't we make him the least suspecting person to be that type of person? What happens behind closed doors, and the thing of like putting on a facade. Like the greenest grass in the neighborhood might, you never know, that kind of thing. And so when we finally complete the song and then we play it, and it's like, oh, that's pretty heavy. But I didn't know if Kelsey was ever going to record it. I kind of pitched it around to a couple people, artists that were bigger than me, and tried to see what their thoughts were on it. But a lot of people, I don't know if it was too heavy of a subject for them or what, but for me, it was like, that's too good of a song and it's too good of a subject not to bring to light and put out there. So I was just like, this one has to go on the record. So they made the record.
I like it, and I like that you've got the little PSA at the end of it with the numbers and stuff. That's it's nice when you can get something like that included into a song that's going to be out there for everybody to hear.
Yeah, and when we've already gotten Facebook messages from people who, like, their daughter has gotten out of a crazy one of those kind of relationships, like, after seeing the video. So it's already done. If it saves one person, it's already done its work. So for sure.
I think it's time to let the audience watch this thing. How do you feel about that?
Let's do it.
All right, sounds good. You're watching Joey Green's video for This House Ain't Big Enough on AIM Country Music Television.
Supper, and Daddy's sleeping on the couch again. I wonder what this time was over. I guess that's just the way they've always been. But I clean up the bottles before I head on off to bed. Shut off our old console TV set. Sometimes I feel like I disappear, 'cause I don't think they know just what I hear when they curse each other's names and take the Lord's name in vain. It carries through the walls and it echoes down the hall. I wish that I could think they were in love, but this house ain't big enough. I wonder if he'll make service in the morning, 'cause I saw Mama press his Sunday shirt. He usually hits home with the sermon on family and love for what that's worth. And this congregation swears he's a saint, but thoughts like that don't carry too much weight. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I disappear, 'cause I don't think they know just what I hear when they curse each other's names and take the Lord.
Well, what is the address of the emergency?
6509 Greenway Road.
Okay, 6509 Greenway Road. Tell me, what is your emergency?
My husband, he's tried to choke me. He's so angry.
Just stay on the line with me, okay? I'll let you know when the officers are there.
Okay.
Where is he?
He's in the kitchen. Oh my God, he's so mad.
Where are you at?
I'm in the bathroom.
Who else is in the house with you?
Oh my God, Kip. Oh my God, I don't know. My son, I don't know where my son is. I don't know where he is.
Sometimes I wish I could just disappear, 'cause I don't think they notice that I'm here. When they curse each other's names and take the Lord's name in vain, it carries through the walls and it echoes down my hall. But I wish that I could think they were in love. Damn it, I wish that I could think they were in love. But this house ain't big enough. This house ain't big enough.
Everyone deserves to live free from the fear of violence. If you're in an abusive relationship or a relationship you fear may become abusive, reach out to a local agency in your area, like my friends at One Safe Place in Fort Worth, Texas.
Well, that's a really good and really moving song and video.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
It hits all those emotional buttons, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you when we were shooting that thing, there was certain moments that, like the girl in the video that's like supposed to be my wife, I guess.
Yes.
Is another songwriter friend of mine in Fort Worth. Her name's Hannah Owens, and we were watching the shot where the kid goes and jumps in the mom's arms, like when they're getting that shot. Yeah. And we were both just like, but yeah, yeah. It's like, and then the cops coming up and walking Robert out and all that. And I'm like, oh God. And the crazy thing is, we were in this neighborhood, and there's neighbors around, and they don't know that we're like shooting and stuff. So they see the constable vehicles pull up, and that was they're like, what's happening? But yeah, and Trenton from 613, the guy who shot the video and produced it, kind of directed it and stuff, he did a fabulous job on that. And he said it was his best work to date. And I'm like, well, there we go. It's mine too. So worked out great for everybody.
Well, tell us about the team that put it together, your actors and extras and whatever else is involved there.
Yeah, so like the preacher and his wife in the video are actually married in real life. They're really good friends of ours. He owns a metal building company and spray foam company here in Texas, and surprisingly, they're not actors, but they knocked it out of the park. And then
everybody did a great job.
Yeah, the only two actors were the two kids in the video, just because, dealing with kids, you want their parents, and the child actor thing can be tough, but it was, those kids were great. They were awesome. And then Trenton and 613 Media, they shot the video. We did a couple different locations, and we got this place called The Brick in Fort Worth to donate like the upstairs so we could shoot the church scene, because a lot of churches and a lot of places that locations that we wanted, kind of didn't want to touch it. They didn't want to touch that, and that's okay. I mean, I completely understand. So we had to figure out the way for us to do it. So it worked out really good. And my manager wrote the storyline and all this and like bounced it off of me. And I was like, this sounds great. And it's kind of what I would go with. It's just, it was one of those music videos that kind of writes itself in the idea of just follow the lyrics and the storyline and it'll probably turn out all right. So.
Well, let's wrap this up with whether I can find you online, on stage, and where to buy or listen to all of your music.
Oh, heck yeah. Online, all my social media handles are at Joey Green Music, and that's green like the color. I always get that people ask me, is that with an E? And I'm like, yeah, 2 in the middle. And then our website's listentojoeygreen.com. All our tour calendars on there. We have some cool shows. We got a New Year's Eve show in Fort Worth. And all the ticket links and everything's on there. And
perfect.
That's about it.
That's perfect. Well, Joey, it's been great having you on here today. Thanks so much for coming.
Yes, sir, Mark. I appreciate y'all.
Well, you're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Joey Green. So what do you guys think? Is This House Ain't Big Enough going to be your new favorite song? This has been Mark Gillia for AIM Country Music Television. Thank you for watching.
I wish that I could think they were in love. Damn it, I wish that I could think they were in love. But this house